Everybody, welcome. Ralph Havens here, and this morning's Friday session is all about solving the anxiety thing. You know, I was on the way to my office in Bellingham yesterday, and I had some thoughts running through my head and some information coming to me. And the night before, we had watched a basketball game, and my mother-in-law said that the coach of one of the teams in the NBA had gone to school with my wife. And so there he was, a pretty young guy, and he was the coach of a NBA basketball team in the Eastern Finals of the NBA. And she said something that kind of caught my attention. She said, "Yeah, he came from such a wonderful family, just a wonderful family." And then there he was, head coach of an NBA basketball team at a pretty young age. I think he's about 40. And so then I was driving into the office yesterday, and on the way to do sessions, and I saw a bunch of homeless people. And there's certain corners where they hang out, and they put their signs up to ask for money and food and stuff. And it just kind of struck me that, wow, they didn't have such good families. They probably didn't come from wonderful families. So there's something in the integrative manual therapy work that I do, the medical intuitive training that I learned over the years, and it's called heart personality vectors. And it's part of the electrical system in the heart, and it's a way to clear out the debris and the clutter and the stuff that's in the way of someone's personality, their true God-given personality. So there's things that some people think, well, that's just how I am, it's my personality. Like I'm an anxious person, or I've just got all this anxiety and fear, and I'm just nervous, I just don't like to be around people, or, you know, certain people make me nervous, it's just my personality. And what I found is it's not quite your God-given personality if you're dealing with something like that. It's other stuff. And of course it could be the mental and emotional pains and spiritual pains of things that have happened to you growing up in life and that sort of thing. And I found for myself, you know, I used to have a terrible anxiety problem. I could have never done this. I could have never been on videos like I am, and I could have never put myself out there in the world the way I do, and I was terrified, and I hid it. I tried to hide it so much, and I had terrible issues with sweating in my hands and my feet, and for 37 years, that's how I lived. And as I started doing this medical intuitive work and this other energetic work and very specific work to clear out all the debris and clutter and the stuff that was in the way of my true personality, I started to notice that my sweating was going away, the abnormal sweating in my hands and feet, and the anxiety and fear when I was in certain situations or around people, and all that was clearing out. And so as I did this, you know, of course at first I didn't talk about it much because I didn't want to broadcast that I had terrible anxiety and fear. And as it was going away, I was kind of worried that it might come back. And so I didn't want to jinx it. But now it's been many years, and so I've come out and decided to tell people, you know, I dealt with a lot of severe anxiety, and severe symptoms that everybody could see. You know, the sweating hands and the sweating feet, and just looking very uncomfortable in situations and talking to people and working with people. And I solved it. And so I want to let you know that it's possible to do that for you too, whatever you're dealing with. So how to do that? You know, there's a protection. People's bodies are protecting them from things. And there's the mental stuff and the emotional stuff that is there because of things that might have happened in the past with family and others growing up. And of course you're going to try to protect yourself from that. And so some of the ways you can do that are to be in fear and anxiety and looking out for danger and avoiding certain situations. But if we can get to the cause of it and shift it, then you no longer have to protect yourself from it, and you can live more with your true personality. And same with spiritual pain. If something really terrible happened, or you judge it in a way that was a very bad thing, a you and God issue, some kind of problem from the past that was very severe and caused you to question on a lot of levels deep spiritual things, that's one of the biggest things that somebody's body will protect them from. So finding that and then shifting it is really key. It can really unlock somebody's true potential, their true personality. So that's what I want for you all. So this morning's session is all about that. Now, of course, there's many ways to go about doing that, and so in other videos we can talk about it. If you're interested in more information about this, message me. I'll leave some links up here, and you can find ways to find me and email me. Leave comments below, and I can get back to you and give you more information about how you can find the mental and the emotional and the spiritual and even the physical stuff that's in the way of your true personality. In my case, part of it was physical. My heart and arteries had issues with it. And so you can imagine if somebody were to reach into somebody's body and give their aorta, their big artery, a little scratch, it might make somebody nervous. So when I got my heart and arteries fixed up with the work that I now do, that cleared that angst in there, that needing for protection and that feeling of unease. And so in my case, it was fixing up physical stuff, mental, emotional stuff, spiritual pains, and then unlocking my personality. So let me know what you're dealing with, what kind of problems you're having, how anxiety shows up in your life and how it limits you, and also what life could be like if you were free of that. What might you be doing? Who might you be talking with? What kind of business might you be running? What kind of people might you be having relationships with? Maybe significant others, maybe a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, family. So what kind of things would be unlocked for you if you were to unlock your true personality? Your true personality. All right. So this is Ralph Havens, and if you're dealing with anxiety or fears that show up as anxiety or something related to that, I want you to know that there is an answer for that. I found it for myself, and I found it for my clients. So until next time, let's get out there and live, really live, and message me, find my links, and send me some messages, and let me know what you're dealing with, and I can point you in directions that can help. All right, Ralph Havens signing off, and have a great weekend.